Hey,
Yay,
this is very
exciting.
exciting. I always love it when we can have a little cross-border fun. I think we are a bit of location junkies, hey?
Yes. Yeah. No, this is going to be fun. Oh, we have people viewing already. That's awesome.
Fantastic. Well, hello, everybody who's just jumping in and getting settled. We are going to have a very unusual discovery today as we get to do a little bit of exploring the world of code. But you've got some fun things for us to explore today, even before we do our lesson, right, Sean?
Yeah, I was thinking it might be fun to do a little exploring, but kind of gamify it a little bit. So as we're waiting, because we don't officially start for another almost 10 minutes, um, I went on Google Earth and found some imagery from all over the world that I thought was just really pretty amazing. So put it in these slides decks with enough information that you could do a quick, open another tab, do a quick Google search and find out what it is. But the key is you've got to be quick to do it, because what we'll do is we'll bring up the slide with the image and the information, start the timer for 90 seconds, and then give you the answer.
Oh,
To
I love this. And
oh,
so for our answers, should we be putting them in that link that you've given us, all the practice of our form?
exactly. That was the final part, which I guess probably should have been an earlier part. But so if you open another tab and navigate to the cc.page/T2G, that'll be the form that we'll be using over and over again for the next hour or so to submit answers, responses, questions, whatever, and I'll be watching that. So okay, let's take it slow for the first one.
I am very excited about this. I feel a little bit like we're Indiana Jones. We're about to go on an adventure, find something cool.
So it works like this. Here's this, I think, pretty striking image. It's an island used by scientists as a training ground for future missions to Mars. According to researchers, this island's terrain is as close to Mars as you can find on Earth. So right now, think about what your key search terms would be. You'd open a new tab, do a Google search for some information, try and find the location of this place, and put it in the form that's on the bottom of this page, the cc.page T2G. And since this is the first time, I'll start the timer now. So we have a little bit of extra time on this one.
I'm trying to look. I'm trying to find it too. This is very exciting. We'll see who gets the fastest answer. They're flexing their muscles already, their intelligence muscles, their brains.
But hopefully it's a fun flex.
I actually have to say, I didn't know that there was somewhere on Earth that was close to Mars. That very much makes me excited. I'm such a space junkie.
So, and you'll be excited to know I'm going to throw you a bonus on this one.
Okay.
This place is actually located in Canada, and Noah nailed it in the chat.
Let it again.
Oh, and Marco nailed it. Nora got it.
Yes.
Another Noah, and do it. Oh, this is awesome.
We have some smart cookies with us today.
That was quick.
Okay, you got to tell me the answer, because I was guessing Utah, Mongolia. Where is this?
So it's actually, let me go to the next screen, Devon Island, Canada.
Oh, that's awesome.
So very fun. And there's so many people in the forum right now that are nailing it. I'm impressed. I thought I had challenges here, but we'll try now that everyone knows how it works. If you just refresh to submit another answer on that tab with the Google Forms.
Okay.
And here's the next one. It's one of the most important complexes left behind by the Mayan civilization. And
This one I know. I believe there's a Minecraft world for this too.
I believe there is.
I'm excited for those answers to come in. Let's see if we've got some new top contenders. Get those responses in.
Some good guesses, but whoops.
Was that our first timer or our second timer?
Ooh, we've got some really good guesses, but it's not El Castillo, and it's not in Mexico. I'll give you some hints there.
They should probably think a little further south, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. The temples, yes, it is a temple. So one key term might be that it's a UNESCO site, World Heritage Site. Oh, and somebody, Coconut said Mayan pyramids. It is a Mayan pyramid, but it has a little more special than that.
I am so surprised by how many UNESCO sites there are. Isn't that crazy?
It is. Oh, Emily got the country it's in the chat. Oh, and so did Sandra. Nicely done.
Way to go.
So we got about 20 seconds left. It is not in Mexico. A lot of people are thinking Mexico, which is great because connection with Mayans, but oh, Tyler got it correct. Also, the country.
Oh, I love it. We're so close. I think I know which one this is.
Oh, and Eric crushed it right in time.
Excellent.
So awesome. This is Tikal National Park in Guatemala.
Okay, I love that because I want to say that particular structure, isn't it Chichen Itza, something like that?
Yeah,
I think it's like I think so. I think
it's
so.
part of a whole set of ruins that are pretty close to each other.
Ooh. Do we have time for one more, Sean? Can we do one more? We've just got our
Let's do
brains
one.
flexed. Let's do one more.
I like this one. I'm setting the timer now. If you want to hike to the top of this mountain, you can, but you'll have to walk along sections of unstable planks of wood that were hammered into the mountainside.
Okie dokie. And people are just holding on. Like you're not even roped into that? No
No.
way.
You hold on to like the chains there. So Malat, I hope I got your name, pronounced your name correctly, has the correct country, but we're looking for the name of the mountain.
Ooh,
Ooh, some good guesses. Nepal, Everest. Lindy, the answer to your question is yes. Oh, I think Noah might have it.
Okay. You guys are fast. I'm getting very excited for these coding brains today.
Very cool. Getting a lot of that looks crazy. That looks dangerous.
No kidding. I think everyone's like, my mom would never let me do this.
I have several people that a bunch of people just in a row just got the correct answer. So I'm gonna stop the timer and do the reveal here. Kushan Mountain in China.
That is unbelievable. I feel like you took us on a journey today, Sean. We didn't even need an airplane. We got to see some cool places that we are all probably going to want to look up and find out more later. And I'm sure all of our parents would say no to the Yushan Mountain in China. Oh, I love it. Well, today's going to be an exciting day. Like we have got some brilliant thinkers that are in our room today as we're going to get going with some unusual discoveries, even more than just those geographical discoveries we just made today. But I think we're ready to jump in. What do you think?
I think we should.
I love it. Well, welcome. This is good. I think we're right on time. We want to get you into our discovery, doing some hands-on coding today, and we are both so excited to be here today. And so we are your team. We come from the US and Canada today. My name is Trish Rofi, and I'm a teacher and a coder and a technology consultant here in Edmonton, Alberta. And with me is my co-pilot extraordinaire who's already taken us on a journey. Sean, do you want to say hello?
Hi, I'm coming to you from Connecticut. I'm a grade 3 teacher and techie and like exploring and discovering stuff. So I'm looking forward to this. We're going to have some fun.
We are going to have a really great day. And we do just want to take a second to just acknowledge the beautiful land that we call home, whether you are in the US or all across Canada, just remembering those footsteps who have walked before us on these beautiful lands. I'm lucky enough to be here in Treaty 6 territory, a land of friendship and peace here in Edmonton, Alberta. And I hope you can acknowledge those ancestors from your homelands as well. And so today, we're already off and going with this really fun concept of a co-taught lesson where you are watching me and Sean on YouTube live. Now, here's what's great. You're going to be able to keep watching along with us live. But if we get a little too excited or you miss a step or you want to go back and look at something, here's what's great. You can pause us, you can rewind us, you can replay us. You are completely in the driver's seat of the next hour so that you are feeling comfortable with what we are learning. So if you want to try it right now and just give us a pause and see what happens, go for it. And then we're going to keep on going on with our session today. And so what's really great is Sean has already helped us with our feedback form. This is going to be how you are going to ask us questions. And sometimes myself and Sean, we're going to ask you questions just so that we can connect with you and see what you are thinking. And so the first thing we're going to do, we want to jump in with a question today is, what do you think needs computer coding in order to operate? What in the world runs on computer code? And so we're going to take a moment here. We want you to go to the CC page /T2G. Give us those answers. Sean's going to shout out a few of those answers for us, but it's kind of an interesting question. Hey, Sean, what in the
Yeah, it
world needs
is.
computer code?
Finn is already ahead of the game, already really likes coding. So glad Finn is here. Some examples, a computer, the Mars rover, video games, phones,
Oh, fantastic.
machines and devices, video games,
What great
robot.
answers.
Oh my gosh. Minecraft,
That's, oh yes, Minecraft coding. Good one, good
Google
one.
keyboards, YouTube, factory machinery. Oh my gosh.
We've got some geniuses in the room. That's right. We're all geniuses for the
And,
rest of this hour. And
and
I
that'd be
have to,
close to my heart with coffee machines.
oh, yes, no kidding, right? Well, you know what? You guys have amazing answers because truly the whole world operates on computer code. It's not just the traditional computer screens we think of, like websites and video games. Really, we encounter the need for computer code all day long. So even when you're scanning groceries at the grocery store, or we need it in airplanes and avionics, medicine needs to be able to use machines and different things that run on code. Art, fashion, forestry, farming, even smart homes. And so understanding the logic of computer science is really going to help us understand how the world works. Instead of going, has anybody ever felt like you're like, it's not working, and you sort of point to the device and we're kind of not sure what's happened, when really it's humans that have made that language speak to that device to tell it what we want it to do. And that's going to be our plan today. So, geniuses, I hope you are with me because we are going to be coding our very own unusual discovery. What we're going to be using is a computer code language called block-based coding. And if anybody tells you it's not real coding, they are incorrect because there are many different languages of code, and block-based is an amazing way to start and can get incredibly complex. That's our plan today. Now, if anybody has ever used Scratch before and you already have an account, that's great. We're going to put a little pin in that. We want to get you coding today so that you can continue some more activities with your teachers even after today's workshop. So we're going to be teaching you how to create your very own CS First account. That's going to be our goal. I'm going to go very slow. We're going to do it step by step. And it might feel a little bit like the not fun part. I told Sean yesterday, I just want to code. I don't want to make accounts. I want to make discoveries. But if we get through this next little bit of creating these accounts, you are going to get to use them for over 20 different activities after today. So that is going to be our plan. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing it right along with you live so you can see the steps as a student. And I'll be doing that right along with you. And again, pause or come back to your slides if you need to see this again. I have all of the instructions for you. So I think we're ready. Give your brains a massage. oh, making passwords is the worst part of this. Everything else is going to be easy, I promise. And so we're going to dig in. And we want you first to go to a site. You're going to open up another tab and you're going to go to csfirst.withgoogle.com/login-student. So we're going to give you a moment to look at this address, to be able to get there. And then I'm going to be doing these steps with you.
In the chat, Max let us know that the class already has a CS First account. So that's phenomenal.
Oh, you know what? Slow clap for you. Fantastic. So you're going to watch me do this. What's going to be very important for your whole amazing genius class, make sure you have your username and password ready because you'll be logging in with that instead of creating an account. For any of our geniuses joining us that don't have an account yet, you will be following my steps right along with me, and we're going to do this together. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this other little tab I have, and you can see I'm on the student sign-in page. So hopefully everybody's there on the student sign-in page, and we're going to go ahead and we're clicking the button that says sign in with CS First. That's the one we want. Now, what's going to be important is you're going to need to enter our class code. So our class code is this one here, PQ599F. That's going to be the class code, and I'm just going to copy our code here. Here we go. And so you're going to enter in that lovely class code because it's going to take you to the learning space that me and Sean have ready for you.
Said it was PQ99F.
PQ599F. PQ599F. Now, just like our geniuses who said, hey, our class is ready, we already have our username and passwords, this is where you would enter them. For any of my new CS First users, you do not have your username and password yet, we're looking, it's so small. It's so small, but I know you're geniuses and you're going to be able to make discoveries. You are looking for where it says, don't have a username and password, create an account. It's just kind of under at the bottom of that box. You're going to give that a click. Now it's going to say, hey, you're creating a student account. You're going to want to make sure that you have permission from your teacher. Remind you, you're going to need your username and password. And so you're going to have to click I understand. And then create an account. Once I do that, it's going to give you a username and password. You don't get to make your own. What's really important right now, I need you to raise your right hand, geniuses, and promise. I promise, you have to repeat after me, to write down my password. And I will tell my teacher my username and password after this session. Yes. All right. And so we can click yes. I totally want to write down my username and password. I'm going to tell my teacher. If you're using a device that's your device, whenever you use it, you're logging into that device, you're going to go ahead and say, yeah, sure. Keep me signed in on this device because I'm the one using this device all the time. Those are your choices.
So a couple of people have put PQ599F into the Google form, but that's to join the our CS First class. So you didn't need to do that.
Hopefully you're on your tab with your student sign-in.
It says it's not working. A couple of people have said it. The code isn't working for me or me and my class.
I might have to take a little peek. Hopefully we made this lovely little code in our Cobblestone account that I can always check in a moment. If there's anyone else that it is working for, could you just let us know? Because then we will be able to check that. I'm going to check it on this side too right now. Just double checking it's ready. We really appreciate all of your feedback because that helps us be better teachers for you today as we are getting everybody going. I'm just checking my teacher account to make sure that that code is working. So it says that I have 88 students currently signed in. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to make another classroom really fast, just in case we're running out of room in this one. But it looks like there's space.
So people are having network errors, which unfortunately we can't do anything about. But one thing that I noticed when I was trying to check this on my end is that on the previous page to what you're displaying, it was sign in with Google or sign in with CS First.
Right.
And when you click on sign in with CS First, the code came up. And unfortunately, if it's a network issue, there's really nothing much we can do here.
Yeah, what we're going to do is I'm going to add a second classroom. Just in case we're having trouble with one classroom, I've got two here. So we will be able to add a second one. I'll say here, or let's move my little person out of the way here. So I've started another classroom just in case this one is getting a little too full for everybody. So another option of a code is 6CSNFQ. You would be able to also enter that one if it's not working for you. Okay, I've got two classrooms ready to go for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through those sign-in steps one more time, just because I want you to be able to see what I did one more time, instant replay. So I'm on CS First with google.com/login-student. And I'm choosing sign in with CS First. And I need to enter my class code. P2F9F. Or you could try the other code. And say next. If I already have a username and password, I type it in there. If you're new today, you're clicking create an account. I understand and create. And so if you are struggling with that one, just remember we can also try, if you've got a network error, you can try our other code, 6CSNFQ. Create an account. So it looks like that second code is letting more people in.
We are still having some issues there, though. A lot of network errors, though, unfortunately.
Okay.
And
So
errors.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And the good thing is we can pause our video, and as soon as you get logged in, you'll be able to pick it back up again and keep watching us. But for our people who are logged in, it'll be really important just to be able to keep on going. And we're going to say sign in.
What was the second code again?
It is 6CSNFQ. And so I'm going to say sign in, and I'm just going to make this little screen a little bigger here. This is what you're looking for. Anybody who had a bit of a struggle, you're looking for this code, 6CSNFQ, because I started that second classroom. All right. And this really is the hardest part, is getting everybody logged in the first time. After this, we just get to create. We just get to have fun. And you'll be able to do lots of creation even after today, once we get you all logged in.
Unfortunately, we're still seeing several people are still getting errors.
Network errors.
Yeah.
Network errors.
And Mason just asked about the website again. It's CS First
Yes.
with Google.com.
Excellent. And I can also, I think our classes are just filling up so fast. You guys are so amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 more classes with codes because you guys are all awesome. We've got these full classes. We already have almost 200 students logged into CS First already.
And Jackson just let us know that the new code worked. So
excellent. I'm even going to give more codes because why not? Why not? Get this little guy out of here, and we are going to add some more codes. Oops. We are going to have another code, which is HBTC. Said.
So this is great. What's the new code? I'm sorry.
HBT3S said. Yep, you had to hear the Z. That's how we say it up here in Canada.
I know. I'm good.
I'm going to make coding class 3, and I think I'm even going to make coding class 4. That way, everybody's got space and there's no errors. I think we're just joining these classes so quickly that that's what's causing a little of our headache. No worries.
Yay. A whole
Beautiful.
class in now. So
excellent. And I'm going to give one more. I'm typing it on the screen. Or 8QXR. So now we've got lots of codes just to be able to help us all get in. I think we're doing great. And this is part of coding, is where we have to do a little bit of problem solving in order to be successful. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so I have all 4 codes options in the banner on the bottom. So hopefully
we're good. Hopefully we're good. I love it.
It seems like more and more people are getting in with the new codes. There are still some errors that, unfortunately, I don't know what to say except for we're sorry.
Absolutely. And you know, just remembering that you will be able to come back to this video at any time as soon as you get in. You might even want to pause the video right now until you're in, just so that you don't feel frustrated and that you know that you can go ahead. And there's lots of room in our coding class number 4. So right now we've got 2, 3, oh my goodness, we're almost 400 students. So this is fantastic. Well, for those students who are logged in, we are going to keep going. Again, if you're not logged in yet, don't worry. You're going to be able to pause this and keep on going. So what we're going to be doing now is we are finally ready to code. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a little shoulder massage. Give yourself a high five. Because you know what? You are amazing at your first challenge of problem solving in code, logging in. But now that we're here, we're going to actually go into that lovely little coding class, and we're going to be opening up unusual discovery. So what you're going to see here is I'm going to see my class, whichever one that you were able to log into. And I see I still have students who are logging in. No worries, they'll all look the same. And you're going to click on the words "an unusual discovery." And it's going to open up our starter project. Now, what you're going to see, oh, you can probably guess it, that super cool blue button that says Start. It's going to take you into the actual lesson. Now, what's really amazing about CS First is you don't even need me and Sean. There's actually videos that go along with every single step of the lesson. We're going to point those out more to you a little bit later as we leave you at the end of our session so you can keep on coding and adding to your project. We're just going to be kicking you off. We're like the training wheels that you put on your bike the first time you had to learn to ride around the block. So once we're here, what you're looking for on the right-hand side is right now, you get to make a choice. Are you going to be doing a jungle adventure, a basketball adventure, an underwater adventure, or an outer space adventure? Can you pick which one I'm probably going to choose, Sean?
Underwater adventure.
I'm actually a little scared of water. I love it. I love it. Well, you get to pick whichever one you want, and we will be able to customize it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click this little outer space adventure. And what you're going to notice is it's going to take you into an editor. So now you're going to be able to say, got it, I'm inside of Scratch because I have a CS First account. So what we want from you to know that we are ready to go is using our CC page, T2G. Let us know, which adventure did you choose? Let's see which one's the winner of those 4 choices. Jungle, underwater, basketball, outer space. Throw it in the form. That's going to let us know that you are ready to code, and then we are going to start customizing our screen.
Finn is choosing the water. Nile, I think I got that, chose the jungle adventure. Outer space, another underwater adventure. Basketball, space with multiple exclamation marks.
Oh, that's a genius after my heart. I definitely love space, but I love it all. And what's great about code is you are completely in the driver's seat. You're going to get to make this look however you want. And that's what I'm going to help walk you through.
Unfortunately, some people are still having network errors, and I wish there was something we could do to help out.
I know I'm a little, the best we can maybe suggest is a little bit of refreshing. There's definitely room in all of the classrooms for more people to be able to join. It might just be all of us at once, but there's definitely space.
And speaking of space, the space adventure does seem the most popular.
Yes. All right, geniuses. We have a close second.
I think jungle adventure is probably the closest second.
Okay. Although we're all going to want to maybe make our adventure be that bridge, that mountain in China where we're going to have to figure out how to get across it. And that's the kind of things we can do. We can look at real life locations on our planet or other planets, and now we get to make a coding story that goes along with it. And that's going to be our plan. Now, again, I'm just going to be live demoing all of these things with you, knowing that we have slides with screenshots of the images for every single thing we're going to do. So I'm going to show you something, then Sean and I are going to pause and let you try it.
Could you just go back real quick to where they choose which adventure they're on?
Absolutely. So when you first open up your unusual discovery page, what you're going to see is you're going to see the whole lesson. And on the right-hand side, you're going to see a box that says links. And it's going to give you those 4 links you can choose from.
And if you're not sure how we got here, remember that you can always pause, rewind 2 or 3 minutes to where we got all the steps and processes through.
Exactly, exactly. So now that we're here, you can see that we've got our coding space. We have all of our blocks of code on the left-hand side, and they're all color-coded. So they'll tell you what each block is going to do. In the middle, this is where we write the script. This is where we put those blocks together, just like Lego blocks, in order to create the instructions for the computer. Then on the far right-hand side, this is where we see our stage. This is where the action happens. So we can see our code come to life as we're creating it. And finally, in the bottom right, this is where we can customize characters and backgrounds. So the first thing I'll let you know, if you're like, well, I don't want to do a jungle or a basketball or underwater, I want to do something totally different. You can do that. And what you're looking for is in the very far bottom right corner. I invite you geniuses to I spy a choose backdrop button. And when you do that, you're going to see a master library of options. Do you want to have this happen urban, a wall? There's on a spaceship, a space city. There's so many more places that you can go ahead and choose from and code those. So we're going to give you a moment for anybody wanting to customize. You can go ahead and you're going to be able to choose that. Find your backdrop and choose a different backdrop.
Still seeing some people in our form having problems getting in. So I brought up all 4 of the codes again at the bottom.
Wonderful. Thanks,
So if
Sean.
it's not working somehow, the only thing we can suggest is try a different code.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm keeping an eye on all of our classrooms, and we absolutely have room in all 4 classrooms. Wonderful. All right. So hopefully we've got that custom background. Now we're going to make our adventure. And what we want to be able to do first is we want to be able to put in a couple of characters for our adventure. And so what we're looking for is a sprite. A sprite is the word we use in Scratch to mean an object or a character. And so we find sprites by looking again. Geniuses, take your eyes down and discover, see if you can find the little white cat in a blue circle on the bottom right-hand side. Hover over it and it's going to say, choose sprite. Choose sprite. And when you do that, you're going to see the master library of characters and objects. And so the first thing we want to do is find a character sprite. And you can see I can look at them all. I kind of like scrolling through them all, Sean, because it
Yeah.
inspires me. It's like, ooh, what do I want to discover? Who do I want to be in my adventure? You could choose animals. You could choose things that look more animated, like a cartoon style. Or you'll notice that there's kind of like more real life
Rainbows.
pictures of people. You got it. If you want, you can even just click on, I'm just looking for people, and it will show you all the people you can choose from inside our story. So take a look at who you want to have in here, who's going to be in your adventure. I'm going to start with Ammon, and I'm going to have my sprite. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit for everybody here so we can see a little easier. I'm going to be doing that one more time because I want 2 characters in my story because I want them
Fun.
to
You can
interact.
have more than one.
You can have as many as you want. You can have a coding party, Sean. This is great. We might have to stay separate from people in real life right now, but we can have as many people in our story that we want here. So I'm going to do this one more time, and I'm going to go ahead and click that Choose Sprite button. I'm going to see my library of everybody, and I can even filter by people if I want people in my story. And now I'm going to go ahead, and this time I'm going to choose Cassie. So I have Ammon, I have Cassie, I've got my lovely 2 characters. And even you can see, I can start to click and drag these characters a little bit right here in my scene so that they're all lined up. So I'm going to take a little pause here so that you have an opportunity to go ahead and find those 2 characters that you like.
Jackson chose a duck.
Oh, a good one, of course.
Duck to space.
You know what? This is the great part about code is it only has to make sense to us. You get to make this as fanciful as you want because it's your creation. Now you're going to notice, oh,
And you
I
can
actually have
choose.
3
I'm sorry.
sprites. Go ahead, Sean.
You can choose as many sprites or whichever sprite you want, right? So you have 1, you could have 5, you could make a little dance party there.
Absolutely. And you're going to find as we keep going with the code, you can keep adding on. It's great with coding to start small and let it grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Once you learn how to code one thing, you're going to be able to code those other things. So maybe for today, just so that you have some immediate success with your sprites that you've chosen, you might want to just pick 1 or 2. But of course, if you want to add more characters and keep your story going later, you can absolutely do that. Now, one of the things to point out is that sprites aren't just characters, they're also objects. And you'll notice in each one of your scenes that you started with, jungle, basketball, underwater, and space, there was already a sprite on the page for you when you came here. You don't have to keep that sprite. You can actually choose the object that you want to be able to find. Maybe this is not the one you want. And so what you can do is you can get rid of that sprite by selecting it And then you're going to see a little trash can with an X that will get rid of it. When we are creating code, the code is per sprite. So if we coded and did everything and then got rid of that sprite, we would lose all of our code. So
No.
we're getting everything ready now. We've got our backdrop, we've got our characters, we've got our object. So I'm going to be getting rid of my spaceship. And I'm going to go back to, you guessed it, I know where this is now, choose sprite in the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm
Yeah.
going to choose the object I want that I'm going to discover. What do I want to discover?
So while you're doing this, Aaron asked an interesting question.
Yes.
Do you have to get your sprite out of the library or can you make your own?
You know what? You are already too genius for us. You can absolutely make your own. And there's going to be more videos and lessons showing you how to do that. If you're already comfortable with that right now, you go for it. If you're like, whoa, 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 I'm just getting started, just choose this right now and you'll be able to customize it later. Absolutely. So
Awesome.
I'm going to go see, oh, maybe I'm going to choose this fortune cookie. I'm going to choose a fortune cookie here in space. So I've got two characters. I've got an unusual object. I've got my background. The action is all going to be happening in, and that means I'm ready to code. And so that's what we want you to feel like. Do you have your two characters we call sprites? And do you have your unusual discovery? Because now we're going to make those characters do something.
Tiffany has 4 characters, and
Oh,
and Jackson is planning a bear dance party in the forest.
you know
So
what? When geniuses come together, I get excited. I've got like the hair standing up on my arms. This is electricity, seeing everybody be so creative. We don't all just have to follow and do the exact same thing. And actually, Sean, I have never seen anybody code the same thing, exactly the same, whenever we do these activities. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be coding our first character. So we're going to be choosing one. If you've got 4 characters, cool. If you've got a bear dance party, I love it. You're going to choose one of those characters who's going to talk first. And so we're going to be looking for 2 blocks. We're going to be looking for a block that allows an action to happen. And in this case, we want our character to say something. And then we need a block that's an event. It's what makes the code run. That's the 2 we're going to be looking for. And I'm going to show you this now. So I'm going to go back to my code. And what I love is they are color coded. So I'm going to make sure I have the right sprite selected. Go ahead and look at your sprites that you have chosen, and you're choosing a character. I'm going to choose Cassie to talk first. Now that I have Cassie chosen, and I can see, you'll see a little shadow of her on the little stage where you are creating your scripts. You'll know that's who you're coding as well. I'm going to come over here to the purple blocks of look, means what is my code going to look like? And you're going to notice one of them says say, and then there's a time frame. You're going to just drag that out. Here's what's great. I can go ahead and I can leave this say hello for 2 seconds. Notice hello popped up on my screen. But I can also click where it says hello and I can type anything I want. So maybe I can say, what is that? So now when I click that, oh, even my network is having a little trouble with all of us in here. So if you're having that, don't worry, we can keep coding. But what I can do is say, what is that? And now I can see that happen. All right. But I don't want to have to keep clicking this, Sean. I just want this to happen all at the same time. So I need an event. I need a little bit of control here. So I'm going to go over to the orange blocks, sorry, the little yellowy orange blocks, my event that's going to kick it all off. I'm going to go ahead and I'm looking for when the green flag is clicked. I'm going to drag this out and put it on top. Now what you're going to notice is I don't have to just click my block to make that happen. I can actually run my code with these two lovely little controls right up here, a flag and a stop sign. I can just click this flag and now it runs my code.
So easy, so fun.
This is the thing. And look, this just snapped together like Lego. And if you have your sound on, you're going to hear a little click when it happens. It's so great. We're just clicking things together. And I run my code. What is that? So we want to know from you as you're coding, as you're thinking about this. Maybe this is what you're going to find in your adventure. What did you find? What's your unusual discovery? Or if you could find anything buried in your backyard, what would it be? So feel free to take a little brain break now that you get yourself all set up, the CC page and T2G, and let us know either what your unusual discovery was that you've just chosen for your project, or what would you like to discover in your backyard if you could? Do you have a discovery, Sean, that you would like to find in your backyard?
I would like to find, maybe some pirate treasure.
I think we're probably going to get a lot of answers with treasure or money.
I don't think that's really realistic, but
You never know, right? There's a lot of history on this planet before us. I have to say, it's my life's dream to find a dinosaur bone. Oh, so bad. I took paleontology in school. To find a dinosaur bone, I would be a happy girl.
that would be cool. And that would be a lot more realistic for my area, actually.
So, what are some of our geniuses saying? Has anybody put in some of their discoveries or what they'd like to find?
Michaela put cheesy puffs.
That was going to be my second choice today, Michaela. I love that.
Avon would like the treasure chest. Nina, $100,000 in gold.
Ooh.
Lucas would like a huge skyscraper or gold.
This is great. This is great.
Some diamonds. Oh, Saoirse, I hope I pronounced that right. Any books. I love books. That's great.
Oh, that's a really great answer. It's like not only are you finding treasure, but you're unlocking knowledge from the past. Oh, I love this. Well, we're going to keep on going. These discoveries sound fantastic. We're all going to want to go and dig in our backyards. But for now, we're going to dig into our code and we're going to keep adding to our project because we want to continue this on. We've got a very base level of code and now we can add to it. We want to make it so that our characters, our sprites, can talk to each other. A bit of a back and forth, just like you would see in a comic book or in a cartoon. So how can we have some interaction between our characters? And so we do that by dragging out those blocks again. But this time, we all have to be patient and we're going to pull out some wait blocks. Because if both Sean and I talk at the exact same time, you would not hear us. I say something, there's a pause, and then Sean says something. And then I pause, and it's that back and forth, and our code is going to do the same thing. Let me show you what this looks like. So I already coded Cassie. If I click on Ammon, I now have the opportunity to code his conversation as well. It's a back and forth of the code. And so I've clicked on Ammon, and now I'm going to go back to my looks. I'm going to pull out that same hello for 2 seconds, that same event when the flag is clicked, and then I could type and replace that word hello. So maybe I'm going to type, is it alive? What will happen if I just click on the block? Ammon says it, but you can probably guess what my problem is going to be if I click the flag. They both said it at the same time because I clicked the flag. We gave those instructions to the computers. When the flag is clicked, say this. And we did that for both characters at the same time. So I have to make a decision. Who's going to wait first? Well, I want Cassie to say, what is that? So I'm going to go ahead and click on Ammon, and I'm going to say, actually, I need to add a little bit of control, self-control for my computer. I need Ammon to wait when the flag is clicked. Wait 1 second and then say, is it alive? And then I can try it. What is that? Is it alive? Now I can see there's a bit of a back and forth. So I can choose this dialogue. Now you probably guessed it. If I want to continue that conversation, I might have to go back to Cassie and say she has to wait a second because now it's her turn to wait for Ammon. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull out that look block. I'm going to say, how did it get here? You'll probably notice you can change how long you want something to appear for on the screen. And you can do that based on how much you wrote. So if you wrote more words, you might want to have it a little bit more seconds. If you've got just one word, it can be shorter. You can change that time. So I can go back to Ammon and I can say, is it alive? And you guessed it, wait and look, pull out say. I'm going to say, it is making me hungry. Every little bit I do, I can give it a try. What is that? Is it alive? How did it get here? It's making me hungry. I'm starting to see the story come to life. Now, we know it can take some time to make a story. So, our goal for you, what me and Sean want you to do, is just make each character say something, knowing you're going to get to come back to this and make it say more. Because we just want you to see a couple of our challenges before the end of our time together. But you could probably start to tell of, whoa, I picked 4 characters and I really want to build this big story with multiple scenes. You're going to get to be able to do that. So for now, your goal is make each character say just one thing each, even 2 things, and make sure they wait for each other.
So we have 15 minutes left,
Perfect.
letting you know that. And in the chat, there was a question about some students that are already pretty comfortable using Scratch and stuff. And I would say then go ahead and go back to CS first and go for it.
100%. One of the really great things about this, and this is where I'll say, if people are just getting started, keep following along with me. If you're like, I'm raring to go, you can keep coding anything you want. But remember, on our unusual discovery page, we have 2 tabs open. On this page, if you scroll down, whoa, you can add more objects. You can make a story title animate. Somebody mentioned painting your own animation. You can even have an audience poll where the people who are using your code actually have to enter an answer and they can get a right or wrong answer and you can let the audience decide. Each one of these, when you click on it, it will give you a video and it will show you how to do it, as well as then you can choose another one. So every single one of them has a video. If you don't feel like you need the video, that's okay too. So anybody who's raring to go, you keep on going. And anybody who's here with me, hopefully you've got your sprites talking, waiting for each other. And we're going to make our mystery object do something before we are finished our session today. So I've got code on Ammon. I've got code on Cassie. I now need to code this fortune cookie. And what I want to have happen with this fortune cookie is I want it to pulse. I want it to grow and shrink, because this is not just an Earth fortune cookie. This is an outer space fortune cookie. This is part of like the Marvel Universe fortune cookie. And so I need to make it do something unusual. So what I'm going to be doing is I have to make sure I click on my object first. So we're not coding Cassie, not coding Ammon, I'm coding the fortune cookie. Now that I have that, I'm going to be able to create a size change. And so what I'm actually looking for is, again, these lovely little looks, purple blocks. One of them says change size by 10. I'm going to drag that out. when we're using numbers inside of Scratch, it's actually talking about pixel size. It's like a computer screen pixel size is what these numbers represent. And so when we are creating our numbers of bigger and smaller, positive numbers are bigger, negative numbers are smaller. They go back and forth. So if I change this size by 10 and I just click on it, I can see that it grew a little. Watch this. I can change this number, Sean. I can say, actually, I want it to change by 50. Watch this. Boom. That's
So it's
way
only
bigger.
changing 50 pixels, not getting 50 times
That's
larger.
right. That's right. Now, what I can do is I'm going to drag out a second one that says change size. And I'm going to type in negative 50. So I want it to go back and forth. It's original size, bigger size, original size, bigger size. So if I click on this now, and then I click on this one, it'll make it go bigger and smaller, bigger and smaller. Now it's trying to do both at the same time. It can't make it grow bigger and smaller at the same time. So just like we did when people were talking, we have to be patient. We have to code a wait in the middle of these two blocks. And we don't even need it to wait 1 second. I'm going to make it wait 0.1 seconds. Now watch this. Did you see that? Boom, 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 boom.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, because it couldn't do both at the same time. Now, I don't want to keep sitting here clicking. I need to code this so it keeps going. So I might want to do something like get my event, and I've got my flag. Love it. Click my flag, and now everything's happening at once. But notice how my object didn't keep doing something. Sean, can you guess what I need to add to make it keep going over and over and over again?
Well, if there was some way you could just like tell it to go back to the top and just kind of loop, it would be super handy.
It is super handy and super possible. And in Scratch, it's called repeat. And
Ah,
so what I can do is I can actually say, I want to put this here and I want it to repeat. But again, because I want it to do all these things at once, I got to bring that little wait block right here so that it'll wait after it grows, 0.1. And so now I can say, all right, flag clicked. That's a very different
that's very
animation,
cool.
right? And so I can even decide how many times does it repeat? Well, actually, I want it to repeat it 20 times. Do you want it to maybe go a little longer, take a little longer to do this? I can change my wait numbers. So you can really customize what you want to have happen inside of your animation.
That's very cool.
That's bigger and smaller. That's it. We're just using those concepts of positive and negative numbers to make things grow and shrink, grow and shrink. Now, what's exciting is we have 10 minutes left. I'm going to let you try coding this. You can see my screen with my blocks. If you're just getting started, copy what I've done for the code. That's called source code when you're coding. You start with someone else's code, you use it, then you figure out how to change it and make it better and make it yours. There's nothing wrong with using my exact code. If you are already able to customize and you use Scratch a little, you go for it. You make this thing do anything you want. It can bounce, it can spin. But for everybody else watching, we're going to be making it change color in just a moment.
Ooh, fun.
Oh,
And I'm not the only one thinking it's fun. Several people. Lynn just now in the chat said it was fun. Sean said he was having fun earlier.
I love, and what we realize hopefully is that coding is fun. The world needs coders in every single industry, and this is one of the most creative tools there are on the planet where you can make anything happen. So while our friends are figuring out how to make their object pulse, what we want to know from you is if aliens landed on the planet tomorrow, what would be one thing you want to tell them about Earth? What's something they should know about Earth if aliens came here tomorrow? Hmm. Hmm. I would probably tell them to pack a jacket if you're coming to Canada in the summer because you never know if it's going to snow. Or that cheesies are the best in Canada. That's another thing.
Yes, they are.
Somebody who picked cheesy pasta. We got the best cheesies.
And if we're giving
Oh,
them
what would you
Canadian
tell them,
advice,
Sean?
I call them cheesies because they're good.
What would you tell an alien if it came to Earth tomorrow? What does it need to know?
Ah, I'd say go as many places as you can because everything is different. There's so many different environments and
Yeah, that's such a good answer. It's like we almost have like little planets just on our one planet. Of like it would feel like you're on a different world, right? I love that. And how are our geniuses? Do they have any great suggestions that they would give aliens if they came to Earth tomorrow?
that McDonald's serves chicken nuggets. By
And
Michaela.
how we drive to. They could take their spaceships through there.
Leanne suggesting the good maple syrup in Canada.
Love it.
Evan would offer some ice cream. That's
Oh,
good thinking. I'll start off with like an offering.
very hospitable of you.
Some people are unfortunately experiencing server errors. Um, that
Yeah, that might just be a bit of a bandwidth thing. You probably notice even while I'm coding here, I'm getting a bit of it's having a hard time saving error just because of my own internet where I'm at. Oh, the worlds of online right now. We all
yeah,
feel it. But just
yeah.
remember, you can come back to this video anytime, watch it on repeat. You will absolutely be able to have some success. We're sorry that you're experiencing some difficulties right now, but that's the nice thing that this is recorded, so you don't have to feel like you missed out. All right.
Yes.
We want to be able to do one last step. Oh, and you're going to love it because it's fast. It's easy. You're already going to be like, oh, we don't even need you, Trish and Sean. We got this. But we want not only just a pulsing fortune cookie, we want it to change color. So what I'm going to do is we are going to be coding a color change. You can change any of your sprites colors inside of Scratch. And so what I'm looking for is, you can guess, I'm going to how it looks. And I'll notice that one of them says change color effect by, it says 25. You're going to be able to drag that out and you're going to be able to try it. If I just click on that block once, oh, look at this. I could just kind of keep on going. And it's just changing the color of my fortune cookie.
Ooh, that's cool.
So let's think, because we're just repeating this problem solving. I wanted to change color. I want it to keep changing color multiple times. Can you guess what block I need to pull out in order for it to keep going and going and going? Got it. Repeat. I want it to repeat. You know what? Maybe I want it to repeat 50 times. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I pull out that lovely little event because I want everything to happen at the same time. I want my characters to do their conversation. I want my mystery object to pulse. I want it to change color. Everything is linked to this flag click. So I'm going to be going ahead and I'm going to click my flag. Go. Whoa. And there it goes. And now
Very
I can keep my story going. So I've got a pulsing, color changing fortune cookie. I'm actually pretty excited to keep this story going, Sean, because
cool.
my creative juices are flowing
You
of what's inside the fortune cookie. Is it going to be talking? Will there be a fortune? Is there going to be an alien? What's going to be in here? So this is your chance to add your color code to your fortune cookie or to your cheesy puffs or to whatever your object was. Whatever you chose, you can see that we changed the size and we changed its color. Now, it's really important to remember is after this session, because we're done in just 4 minutes, we want you to know that there are over 20 different activities that your teachers can actually give you inside of CS First. And they can be able to create a classroom and a lesson just like me and Sean did for you. And when you get to the lesson, when you keep coming back here, because we're going to leave these classrooms open, so you're going to keep coming back to Unusual Discovery, you are going to be able to say, whoa, we did conversation, color code, and pulsing. You mean I could add sounds, make the object bounce, paint my own animated story title, add another object, and letting audience decide. These are all videos that are built in here for you to keep on coding in your project even after we're done. And that's not all you have to do. You are all geniuses. You've already proven that all morning. And so you're going to be able to decide anything you want to have happen. We've also given your teachers some ideas where we've got hundreds of different coding activities you could do, even an hour of code. It's more than just that one day and that 1 hour. But
Definitely.
what we want to end with for you, as you've got it, is if you could make one limited idea, if you could make your project do one more thing after today, what would it be?
Oh,
That's what we want you to know. So go on that page, geniuses, put in your ideas, and Sean's going to let us know what you think. If you could do one more thing in your project, what will it be?
and
This
that's a
makes me
little.
exciting to hear the ideas. Because you know what's fun about coding? We can learn from each other's ideas. Like I might hear your idea and I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that's so great. When we share our code with others, our code gets better.
Definitely. Isabella wants her characters to do the floss.
Oh, I never did learn it properly. The kids say it looks like
Neither
I'm
did I.
trying to. That's a
I can get like 4 moves in, maybe 5, before something goes off.
great.
Uh, make it fly and disappear. That was. Oop.
These are great ideas.
Having a ship that lifts off and then comes back. Arslan, make my objects fly.
Oh, that's so great.
Michaela, make the cheesy puffs fly away into space.
I'm getting hungry now hearing about fortune cookies and cheesy puffs. This is great.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. These are such great ideas. And I hope everybody today, if you were new to this, you just understood how easy it is to be able to go ahead and create something in less than an hour. We made computer coding come to life. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for problem solving, because that's a really big part of computer programming. Thank you for being creative, having fun, helping your neighbors. But Sean and I had a really great time with everybody today. And
So
we were so excited to see what you make. We'll be able to see it in these classrooms.